Good evening and welcome. My name is Dr. Mark Wolff, and we are going to talk about the new HCG Diet clinic that we are offering here at Green Mountain Chiropractic and Massage. And we have a couple of guest speakers tonight. But first I was going to tell you a little bit about my experience with the diet. I don't offer anything to patients that I haven't tried myself. And so back in March of this year, I started looking around for some various diets to find one that I could recommend to patients. I had gotten up to 221 pounds, and I needed to lose some weight myself, and so I thought this would be a good experience. So I really wanted to find a weight plan that would help me maintain my weight afterwards. The problem with most diets is that you have a yo-yo effect with the diet. There's a part of the brain called the hypothalamus that regulates a number of body functions, but one of those is the weight set point. And when you go on a diet, you can lose weight, and your brain afterwards will bring you back to your original weight, its set point. We are kind of hardwired to have a situation where we are experiencing times of feast and then times of famine. And when we go through the times of feast, of course, we'll put on a little extra weight, but when we go through the times of famine, our brain slows down our metabolism and does things to conserve weight. But as soon as that time of famine is over, the brain goes into overdrive trying to put that weight back on. And because it knows that there will be a time of famine again in the future, it'll add 10%. And so when you lose weight, it will go back on plus a little more. And I'm sure many folks have experienced those type of weight loss situations where, yeah, you can lose the weight, but then as soon as you finish the diet, it goes off. Well, this weight loss program has a plan after you finish the main phase of the diet to reset the brain's set point so that the brain will work harder to keep you at that point you had at the end. Even when you have days when you have maybe things you shouldn't, you need to be, of course, careful of what you eat, and you can't go back to your original eating habits that got you where you are to start with, but you can have those occasional indulgences, and your body will actually fight to keep you at the new weight. When I started the diet on March 18th, and over 5 weeks' time, I lost 35 pounds. I then did the procedure to reset the hypothalamus weight set point, and at that time, since that time, I've stayed within 2 pounds of that weight, and have gone back to eating a fairly normal diet, although certainly careful about many of the fatty type foods that I had been eating before. The program overall is really pretty amazing because you're going to take a medicine called HCG. It's actually a hormone, and that HCG will cause your body to release 1,500 calories straight out of your fat stores. So it tells your body, we're going to burn 1,500 calories of fat today. And so it helps the weight loss come directly out of the fat stores wherever you may have them. And then you're going to eat 500 calories of food a day. So you're getting a total of 2,000 calories a day. The thing that I liked best about it for myself was what it did for my overall health. During the time that I was on the diet, I had plenty of energy, and I wasn't hungry. That seemed really amazing to me, that I was only eating 500 calories a day, but I wasn't hungry. But afterwards, I did a new set of blood work, and I actually did labs before I started the diet, and I was running a little high on my cholesterol and a little higher on my triglycerides. I started out with my cholesterol at 212, and after the 5 weeks, when we tested it again, my cholesterol was down to 129. And my triglycerides started at 308, and after the 5 weeks, my triglycerides were down to 94. My blood pressure dropped, and I will say that I have not felt better in the last 10 or 15 years. So not only did I lose weight, I felt fine doing it, and I have felt great since.
So I'm Sarah Malone, and my piece in this is that I work for a woman named Dr. Beth Ballin. The HCG program, you have to take the supplement HCG while you're on this diet. What that does, like Dr. Wolff said, was release all of those calories for you so that when you're intaking only 500 calories during part of this diet, your body's receiving much more than that. And so it'll take what's in the reserves, all that fat that we can't lose, and it loses that for you. HCG is actually a class 3 substance. Therefore, you need a doctor with a DEA license to prescribe it and a pharmacy able to release it to you. So that's where we come in. We take your questionnaire, we take your lab work, and we look at that and decide if you're a good candidate for this diet. And if you are, we then send the prescription over to the pharmacy for them to fill it for you. So that's kind of what we do. I myself personally had a lot of success with this diet as well. Like Dr. Wolff, I would never have suggested this diet or done work with it if I myself hadn't done it. I did it for a shorter time than Dr. Wolff, and I lost 20 pounds. My husband lost 25, and I lost almost 15 inches all around. So not only did it lose the weight, it redistributed a lot of my weight. A lot of that came from my hips and my midsection, so it didn't come from the typical places women lose, which was nice. My husband did the same thing. He lost it in his arms, his belly, his thighs, and he noticed a big difference with his energy levels. Even after the diet, he started going to the gym daily and felt much better. Pressure off of his knees, my back. I had so much less back problems now. My triglycerides, for the first time in my life, went back into the normal range. So my doctor was more than pleased with that. And since I have stayed within 2 pounds of my weight with the diet with the maintenance phases. So there are 4 phases to this diet. The first phase begins, it sounds so very counterproductive. The first 2 days you take the HCG and you eat as much as you possibly can. High fat, high carbohydrates. The sugar you don't necessarily have to focus on, it's the high fat that you want to focus on. What that will do is build up the reserves in your body so that when you drop to 500 calories, your hypothalamus doesn't go into that famine mode. It says, oh, there's plenty of food, we're in feast mode, I'm going to go on vacation. So that's kind of how you stop your body from going into that famine mode. And that lets the HCG build up in your body enough to start working on getting that reserved fat that you can't lose. Phase 2 is where you drop to 500 calories, which sounds extremely scary, and I'm going to be starving and I'm going to feel bad. That's not the case, because when the HCG enters your body, like Dr. Wolff said, it releases all of those calories for you. So your body's actually going to metabolize close to 2,000, 2,500 calories, kind of give or take depending on your body and your diet. So you're actually going to be metabolizing more than what you're taking in, if that makes sense. You do that for 30 days, and then after that you go into phase 3, which is the first maintenance phase. And this is the phase where your body's going to reset its metabolism effectively. So you've lost all this weight, you've gotten yourself feeling good, and you go to phase 3, which will last 3 weeks, and that's no sugar, no carbs. But you bring your calories back up to 1,500. That helps your body really fight for that weight set that you stopped the HCG diet on. So if you stopped at 160, your body's going to fight for you to stay at that weight. So it'll continually fight for you even without you restricting your calories. You're going to take 1,500 though, no sugar, no carbs. Phase 4 is the last maintenance phase for about 3 weeks also. You're going to slowly add in all of those sugars and carbs and watch what you eat. Some people get triggered by one food, some people get triggered by another. So for me, if I don't get enough fiber in my diet, my body doesn't help to fight for me. So I have to make sure that I keep my fiber up. For other people, it's protein, and for other people, it's other different nutrients. So that's why it's important to also keep a food diary. That way you know, oh, I gained this day. What did I eat the last 2 days? And you can see that pattern. That's what makes it easier.